Quick note, we are two AI hosts, and this is an AI-generated conversation based on a PowerV article. It is educational and not medical advice. So, wrinkles on the eyes. What actually matters?
Well, I'll tell you what matters right out of the gate. You know those four distinct things we tend to just lump together as quote-unquote eye wrinkles? Yeah, only two of them will ever actually respond to a cosmetic product. The other two, literally never gonna happen. Let's dive in.
Exactly, Theo. And let's be real, we've all been there, right? You're standing in the skincare aisle, dropping cash on some tiny, expensive little jar, and then a month later, you feel like it did absolutely nothing. It is so incredibly frustrating. But that frustration happens because we're taking four completely different visual concerns and just slapping one label on them: eye wrinkles. We're essentially trying to use one single tool for four entirely different jobs, and that's just not going to cut it.
Right. So the absolute core epiphany of this whole explainer really comes down to telling two very different things apart. On one side, we have crow's feet and under-eye crepe. Now, those are genuine surface skin texture concerns. But on the flip side, we have tear troughs and eye bags. And here's the kicker. Those are entirely about shape and shadow. They are structural. And the crucial point here is that no cosmetic applied to the surface of your skin is ever going to change a shadow or alter a physical shape. It's just impossible.
Which brings us to the really fun part, figuring out what you actually have going on. We want to empower you right now with a totally free 10-second mirror test. You can literally do this today to find out exactly which of these four concerns you're actually looking at. Seriously, grab a mirror. It is super easy. There are just 3 simple steps you need to remember. Smile, tilt the light, and stretch gently. Okay, let's break down what those test results actually mean for you. First, if you smile and the line deepens, especially if it radiates from the outer corner of your eye, you are looking at crow's feet. Next, if you gently stretch the skin and that fine, crinkly texture softens up, well, that's surface crepe. But, and this is a big but, if you tilt your head or move your light source and the appearance of that line dramatically changes or just completely disappears, you are looking at a shadow from a tear trough or a bag. And honestly, that is great news because it means you can skip the skincare aisle entirely for that specific spot. Like we said, a cosmetic simply won't change a shadow. Now, if you do have crow's feet or crepe, you might be thinking, why do my eyes show this first? Well, please know it is completely normal. The skin around our eyes is the thinnest skin on your entire body. It also has fewer oil glands, meaning it loses moisture much faster than the rest of your face. Plus, think about it, it sits right over a muscle that folds every single time we blink, smile, or squint. It's just perfectly natural for this delicate little area to show fine lines early on. So true. Okay, let's dive into this next bit because it's genuinely brilliant. If you want to support how that delicate skin looks, the most effective habits are actually non-skincare items. No way, right? But it's true. Number 1, wear UV-blocking sunglasses. This is an absolute genius move because it blocks those UV rays, sure, but it also stops the physical squinting that actually creates crow's feet in the first place. You are literally stopping 2 triggers with 1 pair of shades. Also, make sure you apply your daily sunscreen all the way up to the lash line, and when you do apply products, always gently press them in. Never ever rub that delicate skin. And just to really drive home that daily sunscreen habit, you've got to hear this fascinating stat. During the NAMBOR trial, daily sunscreen application was linked to roughly 24% less visible skin aging over a 4.5-year period, especially compared to just occasional use. To put that into perspective, that is a massive visual difference, just from one simple daily habit to help your skin look its absolute best. Right? Now, if you are shopping for those surface texture concerns, you've really got to become a label reader. A true eye formula absolutely must be genuinely gentler than your standard face cream. It should be fragrance-free and intentionally built for delicate skin. Do not fall for the old trap of buying your exact same face cream, just pour it into a tiny, super expensive jar. You've got to look closer.
Which leads us nicely to a really supportive cosmetic option, especially if you do have crow's feet or surface crepe. We're talking about PowerV. We absolutely love this as the gentle pick. It is completely fragrance-free by formulation, which is so important. It features this really rich, skin-identical lipid set. We're talking 3 ceramides, cholesterol, and phytosphingosine that beautifully helps the skin hold onto moisture and just feel smoother. Plus, it is dermatologist tested on sensitive, easily irritated skin. And here's something that brilliantly illustrates what a targeted active can actually do for the appearance of your skin. Mibel Biochemistry conducted in vivo ingredient studies on their argon active, which, by the way, is featured in PowerV.
In those studies, that argon active showed a 26.2% reduced look of crow's feet wrinkle depth over 8 weeks. Let me just repeat that, 26.2%. But remember, that is an appearance-level finding from the ingredient studies, focusing purely on how the skin looks.
Definitely. But here's a super important reminder. Because this area is the thinnest skin you own, it is highly prone to visible redness. You should always patch test any new cosmetic. It's super simple. Just apply a small amount inside your forearm for 2 to 3 days. That way, you can see how your skin looks and feels before putting anything anywhere near your eye. It's really all about finding exactly what your unique skin loves and keeping it super comfortable.
I completely agree. And I want to share this incredibly warm quote from the brand's founder that just hits the nail on the head. She says, "You are absolutely beautiful exactly as you are." What an encouraging reminder, right? Because at the end of the day, this explainer, these routines, it's all really just about comfort and feeling good in your own skin. It is definitely not about stressing over completely normal, beautifully human features.
Absolutely. We just want you to feel empowered with the right information as you build a routine that works for you. So, to learn more, you're going to want to head over to PowerVskin.com. Make sure you don't miss that V in the middle, okay? That is PowerVskin.com. And while you're there, definitely take their free AI skin analysis quiz to get a customized look at your routine. You can find that at PowerVskin.com/pages/skincare-quiz. So, the next time you look in the mirror, will you see flaws you need to obsess over? Or just beautifully human features to care for? Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer.